Good afternoon. Welcome to the New York session. I hope you're doing well. Um, it's Thursday, and this is what we have. Um, Dollar index has been going back and forth, but we still remaining bullish. We want to see price go higher. We stayed away from the euro and the pound because of the rate announcement. If I had gone in, probably they would have stopped me out because I was using this as a trading range, and that being OTE, that would have definitely kicked me out. So that's why I stayed away. But it did what I was anticipating, which is a run for this low and this low, and looking forward for a continuation to the downside. Now, my attention, as I mentioned, is on these two here, the New Zealand dollar and the Aussie dollar. Those are the ones that didn't have news on, so I played with those, right? So I shorted at optimal trade entry on both of them, right? So I'm looking for a continuation to the downside on these and continuation to the upside on the dollar index. Dollar CAD, I don't have anything on that, but it missed OTE on this. I was anticipating that as a level for them to hit and go up. If they do make a new high on the H4, it will create a potential OTE in future that can be used. So wait, let it go above this high, and then that will create a potential OTE for the future. Okay. Euro pound, it did exactly what I was looking for. In the morning I mentioned that if I was to pick one side that is going to go, I would look for it to go and attack this equal high, right? And that's exactly what it did. Now moving forward, it might be coming back down, but it's going to depend on how this day is going to close. If they do close like this, I'll be looking for continuation to the upside. Okay, so let's see how they're going to close on this pair, and then based on how we close, we will look for a continuation to the upside. Okay. Gold. So what I was expecting on gold didn't materialize. I was looking for this imbalance in here to hold and take price to this level, right? But that didn't happen, and they did what they need to do, and just take it up. So I got stopped out on my trade over here, and I just sat and watched the rest because I didn't want to participate in that long. I'll buy it, but not this week, right? I want to wait till next week because as per the seasonal tendency, it's gonna make a low and then go higher. So next week will be the ideal week for me to be buying. So I don't buy into this bullish right now, right? So it's up to you if you want to go with that. You can go with it, but I'm waiting till next week because what I was anticipating this week, it did give me something but didn't complete it. So I'm gonna be on the sidelines and wait till next week. Tomorrow is NFP anyway, so it's not gonna make any big difference. So patience is going to be required here. All right. Crude oil. I mentioned that we have reached our TP, so I'm on the sidelines waiting for more information. Want to see what price is gonna do going forward. I don't see anything that can give me a trade idea yet. With that candle's move, I thought that they were going to trade a little bit higher, for me to get a trade, but that didn't happen. So I'm still on the sidelines. It might continue going lower to attack some of these lows, because if you look at the daily, we're in a downtrend, right? And on the weekly, we've taken out this low as well. Okay, so we are looking bearish at the moment. In a way, it's good because, you know, prices of petrol and gas and, you know, heating is gonna go lower. So, but I don't like the fact that they did this, right? They left equal high coming down, so that's not a good sign of a reversal. I would have preferred a high, right? If it was a high, then breaking this low, I'm confident that we're gonna run a little bit lower. But looking at this current state of the high and this high, it's kind of a pattern that can send price back up again. Since it's going lower, right, we do have this area here. First of all, we need to close in this imbalance. So if you're going to continue, that would be the next downside objective, right? And then if we go through that, we'll be looking for price to trade to this last up candle. So any pullback is subject to sell, right? Any pullback is subject to sell. So I would think for now, target this low. If you trade oil, target that low. So we're looking at these as our downside objectives, okay? And then any pullback you want to sell, okay? The H4 level that I mentioned earlier, if it does get there, that's a sell, okay? And then you'll be targeting basically 88 full figure. Bitcoin and Ethereum, I think they're gonna continue going lower. It failed to form a swing low, so failing to form a swing low means that it's a run on that previous day's high. That's a run on the previous day's high. So price is gonna continue going lower, okay? So I think you can sell if you want to target this 22290 level. On Ethereum, 1548 level, okay? So that's pretty much it over here. Let me go and check dollar CAD quickly. Okay, dollar CAD is running above that high. You can see it's creating an auto block here, right? That's the reason why I said once this candle closes, it's gonna offer a potential OTE buy. Let's go to 15 minutes. Yeah, let it close above it and then you can revisit that pair. Let's go over here. The yen pairs, I still think it's got one more push to the upside. So I did measure the range and they all pulled back into some form of a retracement. So I'm expecting a move back up again, right? At least on on CAD yen, I want to see them up here. Okay, I want to see them up here. On dollar yen, that actually traded to exactly OTE to the pip and it's rejecting. So I'm looking at this equal high as the next upside objective. All right. Pound yen, not so much because of the rate announcement. It just collapsed, so I will not touch this one, or you shouldn't be touching it at all. Let me see if it did actually trade to OTE. Yeah, it traded to OTE, so I'm not surprised, but it can come back up as a retracement. All right, not to go up, but it can come up as a retracement. New Zealand yen, I think we might get one more push to the upside on this as well, but I'm not interested in this. Looking at the H4 doesn't really appeal me. The way the H4 has closed, it's not the best closed for a continuation, right? So it might retrace back up, but I wouldn't look for a okay, let me find my words properly. It might retrace back up, but I will not be selling. I'll wait till next week, right? I do have a strong belief in my seasonal tendencies, so because of that, I am going to wait till next week before I do anything on the yen pairs in terms of selling. Aussie yen, same thing. That actually traded to OTE as well and then rejected, so it might go back up, but I'm not interested in that. The only thing I'm interested in, this one, that one, and that one and this one for continuation. Apart from those three, the rest I'm not interested in. You know that since the start of the week. Swiss yen, finally, we had some reaction. Now I'm watching. We have a run above that high, breakdown, and then below this. That to me is spelling OTE. So if we do retrace back up in here, I will attempt a sell and then see. Okay, so if we do retrace back in there, I will attempt a sell in here. Okay, New Zealand, Swiss, same thing. It didn't take out the high as I was indicating yesterday, so same narrative. We have this high, 1 2 3, gone below this low, 15 minutes imbalance in here, breaker. If you retrace back to that, that can be a potential sell with a stop above that, looking for this breaker as a target. Right, something like that. Okay, so that is that on the Swiss. Aussie CAD, I am looking at somewhere up here because it's currently trading at 50%. Right, it's currently trading at 50%, so I want OTE. I want a little bit push to the upside, and then I'll look for rejection to go back down again. Okay, so I'm still waiting. Yesterday I wanted them to go down from here, and that didn't happen, and now they've made a new high. So we do have a dealing range, this high and that low. So I want to see price in premium, and then I'll look for a sell to go down. Euro Aussie, we talked about this area reacting as OTE relative to this range. We've had a break in market structure here. On the H4, we've confirmed a swing low. So I want to see price go up. Right, from where we are, I want to see price go up. Now, because the higher time frame is bearish, I could be wrong, and then it can just smash and go down. So if you are buying, this level will be a good level to take partial, right here at the 50%. Okay, so if you are in already, take partial here, and then let the rest go. Okay, Aussie New Zealand, nothing happening. I'm actually waiting for this candle to I'm waiting for this low to be broken, but that will be a good sign of push to the upside for the Euro Aussie. So if they can take out this low, then I think Euro Aussie might give us a good push to the upside. Okay, so if they do take out this low, I'm gonna leave a lot of my position on, provided that we will get here. So by the time we get to that level, if this has taken out this low, I'm gonna take a small position off on this trade, and then I'll let the rest go, because that will spell weakness for Aussie. And then finally, dollar CAD, we eventually went for that low, and they used a news event, which I was out yesterday, but it actually went into OTE, fair value gap, and then it went down. I did not participate in it, so right here, and then price went down. I did not take part of that trade, but I did watch it because I was watching the rate announcement when it came out. Okay, so pretty much that is all. There's nothing much new. So let me go back here and check out. Okay, gold is coming down. Aussie is dropping. That's really nice. I like what Aussie is doing, because I did not take part in the British pound, so I gambled everything on this. So I like what it's currently doing. And then the New Zealand as well, I like what it's doing. This is a low that I was anticipating for them to break, and then once they break that, that can give a potential entry again, because that's the last low. I like the fair value gap left up here. Okay, I like that fair value gap left up there, but I don't want to see it go back there. I want them to just continue to melt down. All right, so they should just keep going down, and that will basically make the week happy. Any questions so far? Guys, if you have any question, feel free to ask. because you are heading towards the end of your time with me. So yes, I actually highlighted the H4 fair value gap. This one to that one. Also, if you go onto the daily, you will see. Let me remove this. Inside this daily, right? That's where the imbalance resides. Typical OTE pattern. That's the secret sauce that I shared with you guys. You have that rate above this high, break down, takes out this low, pulls back. That's OTE. You look for price to go down. Okay. Since 2020. I've been doing this since 2020. I mean, I have been, I've been doing this thing from 2018, before I was even mentored, right? I had experience with I was doing well with the free content that I studied online on YouTube. I was doing very well, so I started teaching friends, family, back in 2018. But then 2019, 2018 in 2018 in August, that's when I realized that I needed to learn more. I was teaching in 2018, but 2018 I started teaching in January 2018, and then by August I realized I needed to learn more. So in November 2018 I did sign up to be mentored, and then I graduated in 2019 November, so it's a year. After the year, I did 6 months demo trading, trying to figure out my own niche in the market. So after that 6 months, that's when things really took off. So I started sharing my trade ideas online. I started sharing my signals, and then in May 2020, I officially started doing this. So I have about, I'll say, 4 years of teaching experience, and then doing the live sessions for people. That's 2.5 years now. Yeah. So sometimes that's why, when I say certain things, I'm not saying it because I'm thinking about it. I'm saying it because I have experience. I have real life experience. So Didn't quite get there, did it? So this is what I saw on the yen. That is why I was talking about this being OTE, because the yen traded to a volume imbalance on the daily time frame. So we have a gap here, right? It's a volume imbalance, and it's kind of inside candle as well. So it was just retracing. So I dropped down to the H4, and then I saw we had OTE pattern over here, right? Raid, breakdown, pulling back inside volume imbalance, another imbalance in here without candles, so it was bound to reject, right? So as these were trading down, it gave the idea of this being a retracement. It could be. It could also mean maybe NFP will bring it down and then next week go back up for it. Could mean a lot of things. So I'm personally staying out because it bite me. It bite me, and I don't want to chase. I don't want to what's the word? I don't want to revenge trade it, right? So I'll just let it be, and then I'll wait. It will give me more information as to what it wants to do. What I want to see is expansion on the dollar index. I want to see big range candle on the dollar index today. Let me see if we have any news event. We don't have any news event, so we just have to rely on price action, or someone have to come and say something stupid, and then we experience some big move to the upside. Did you hear about the China firing missiles near Taiwan? Yes, I did hear about it. I saw the news, but doesn't really change much. Doesn't really change much. Now all my focus is on these bad boys coming all the way down. That's my intention now. I want to push them down myself. Would you call that a displacement on Aussie Swiss? Displacement, in my opinion, comes from a high time frame level, right? It has to come from a high time frame level. So what would be the high time frame level, right? Always think high time frame, because that's where the money will be. So we have this taking out this high, that's a weekly high. And if we drop down to the H4, I'll call this displacement on the H4, this one. Here, that was a daily high there. That was a daily high. So, oops, it's okay. I'll call this displacement, right? So if I want to call this displacement, there has to be like a high time frame level. So maybe we say this high, that's a daily high here, and then break down. Do we have a swing low? Yeah, you can call it displacement. You can call it displacement. I would like to see this low taken, right, and then pull back. Then I do have tangible. So have 1, 2, 3, break down, come back here. At least there's room to come back, and then I'll sell short. So yes, it's displacement because of this high. Exactly. Yeah, it is bearish for the month of August. So, you know, we can start looking to sell, right? It's just taking the risk. Okay, if it comes, sell short, and then we see, let price do its thing, because I'm looking for continuation to the downside, definitely, but the time will be next week, because next week, if you check the seasonal tendencies, right, you will see that next week we have the Swiss. Let me show you. For those of you that have the seasonal tendency, it will, be a lesson for you. Okay, so for those of you that have the seasonal tendency, right, this is what we are looking at. This is the month of August, right? So next week, let me check next week's date. Next week's date starts from the 8th. Oh wow, next week Monday is my birthday. Totally forgot that. Yeah, next week Monday is my birthday. So that's 8th of August. So we do sell off, right? So it's from the 8th till the 12th. So from the 8th till the 12th. So that'll be here till there. So next week is a bearish move, right? And then if you look at the Aussie, if you look at the Aussie, I'm sorry, if you look at the Swiss, come on. Yeah, if you look at the Swiss, right, where we at? 8th will be here, right? And I think, yep, there's a small rally and then a drop and then rally. So next week from the, I think Wednesday, Thursday, that's when this one starts going up. Okay, because 10th, Thursday will be the 10th, and then sorry, wait, let me look at it. Yeah, Wednesday is the 10th, Thursday 11th, Friday 12th. So if you look over here, that's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? So between Wednesday and Friday, the Swiss will turn around to go back up again. So if that's the case, then going into next week, that's when this is gonna move. So it might pull back and then continue going down. All right. Perfect. Magnificent. I'm beginning to see not that it's new, but I'm beginning to see like lots of movement or lots of trades playing out more in New York session than in London. London looks more challenging to trade, but New York session most of the time is gonna give you some kind of a easy anticipation where what price is supposed to be doing, because then London has traded, New York session is gonna finish off. Anyway, okay, I like that move. Really nice move. Let's go and check the yen. Today is the 4th. Maybe today might end up being an inside candle, and then tomorrow they might rally, take out the high, and then drop. Well done for catching that sell. I wish I caught it as well. I wish I caught that as well, but you know, I have this one, so it's okay. And I have this one as well. Any more questions? I had a question from a gentleman. Thank you for your dedication and teaching. How to find out if when you're going to continue teaching or doing live session, how to find you. So regarding that, just DM me, okay? Just DM me, and then cause I don't know. So if you DM me and I know who you are, then if I do know, then I'll let you know, right? So if you send me a message when I do know what I'm going to do, I will let you know. British pound has engineered equal low. I think it's gonna come back down. Yes. Alright guys, I think my time is up. There's no more questions, and the rest is just observing and watching our positions keep going in our favor. So I'm gonna end here, and then I'll touch base with you tomorrow for the New York session. Now tomorrow is NFP, so be mindful, be aware, so that nothing catches you by surprise. All right, so have a pleasant afternoon, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care.